Good morning and welcome to the channel. I'm John Dega, and with me as always is Johnny. Johnny's doing the camera work today, and today we're going to give you an update on our Alfa TZ restoration. So far we've had a chance to do a thorough investigation, documentation of the vehicle. We've stripped all its paint, and we're getting ready to move it to the bodywork stage. Now we're doing some stuff a little differently on the car. Normally after triage, we would completely disassemble the car and start with components. This particular car, the engine was in fabulous condition. It had been rebuilt by the previous owner, so we're probably gonna leave it with the exception of doing some inspection and exploratory on it. So we're trying to get the right carburetors on it, the right distributor on it, and get it good and sorted. The other challenge is the air cleaner is very close fit to the clamshell hood. So we need to make sure we have all the components on it as we repair the damage on the hood. So right now, here's our TZ. This car was raced in period, and obviously it crashed in period because we found a significant amount of damage on the car. Underneath the roof and the cowl in the back end here, we mechanically stripped, and you can see this is literally a tear in the bodywork, and somebody put fiberglass behind it. You got a lot of hammer marks on it, which some may be from the original coach builder, but most are probably from repairs. Got some splits here in the bodywork. And then we have a lot of mystery holes. Like, I don't know if there was dents and they used like a old school dolly hammer on it. Got more splits, more Bondo, and more fiberglass packed in the back. One thing we did uncover when we got all the filler off of it was this little drip edge detail here came back, and that was missing. And you can see how the car is a combination of a steel structure with aluminum skin. And you can see there's even places where the aluminum and steel meet. And this, you can see the tubular frame for the tubulare zagato. And currently we've left all the mechanicals in the car, gauges and whatnot, because we're gonna get this thing running again before we take it apart for good. So we have this really crazy air cleaner. This is the TZ air cleaner, and it sits in this area here. So when the clamshell hood comes on it, there's a recess in the hood for this to fit, and we'll show you that in a minute. And we want to make sure that we have proper room for everything. So in addition to making sure we have room for the air cleaner, we have the proper carburetors now. These are Weber DCOE 45s, and they've been restored to factory specs. They'll be reinstalled on the car with new mounts. Yeah, Jimmy did a nice job on this.
Yeah, he did.
So in addition, we have a what we believe is correct based on the parts book Bosch distributor, Johnny, which we've dropped in the car. So once we get the carburetors reinstalled and the airbox on it, we'll get this set up and get it back running again for some final triage. There is a little ambiguities on the distributor. We chose the distributor from the parts book, but upon further research, there may be a special racing distributor for this car, so we're going to continue working on that. And one of the other challenges we're going to have is the clamshell hood, which it's very misshapen right now. It's obviously been crashed. So we're going to have to find another TZ that we can use for measurements and templates so that we get the shape correct. Also, the headlight covers and the grille do not currently fit, so those will be other clues as to its shape. So here's our TZ in all of its stripped down glory. And I'm going to take you down to what we call 800, which is where we do the metal and body work, which is where this car will return to for its final disassembly. It'll probably be put on a fixture or a rotisserie for all of its body and paint work. So Johnny, let's go for that longest 4.5 mile ride. 136,000 miles, and I guarantee you half of it's driving back and forth between these two buildings.
Oh, God.
So this is the facility that we call 800. It's 800 because that's the number on the building. We don't have a sign. We don't advertise. But we're here. So this is Veronica.
Good morning.
Apparently she can't be seen with her glasses on.
She can't see with the glasses on.
She takes care of our administrative tasks here. This is the finishing of our latest restoration, Italia 202. So on our 1964 Alfa TZ, we removed the doors and chemically stripped them, and the skins are in beautiful shape. Unfortunately, the structure holding the skins on was badly deteriorated, and somebody had actually remade this all out of fiberglass and fiberglass resin. So this is the nose from the TZ, and you can see where it's been mashed and put back together. It's got several deficiencies, holes in it. That dent we documented earlier. Obviously the mouth opening isn't correct, the headlight shape isn't correct. But one of our biggest, hey Nate, give me a hand flipping this over. So this is Nate. Nate's our painter. So you can see on the structure from the previous damage, there's buckling in some of the steel, which you can see here. You can see the buckling up front in this rail. There's a horrible steel patch up there with pop rivets.
It's not horrible if it works.
It's horrible. And then you can see where there's been pieces welded in for previous repairs, blobs, cracks, splits, lots of deficiencies. And then when we were talking about the airbox and the fitment of the airbox, this is what's so important right now, is this, we won't call it a dent, but this convex shape is for clearance for that airbox. So that's necessary that we reinstall everything, refit this hood, and get the basic shape before we go for, final restoration. You can see another patch here on the fender. You can see more cracks and splits in the headlight openings. So this is obviously taking it hard on more than one occasion. So it's kind of nice is up here, all these little marks and stuff. These are the original hammer marks from the original coach builder And this was actually gas welded. You know, with a torch, they use a special aluminum flux, and it's done at very high heat. You know, so there's no material buildup and no weld bead. And thank you for joining us today as we check the restoration progress of our 1964 Alfa Romeo TZ. I'd also like to take a second to thank all of you who subscribed to the channel. And if you're still watching and you're new, why don't you subscribe also so you know when we come out with new videos. If you liked the video, give it a like, and we'll see you on the next one.